Hey y'all, it's Nancy, the Handy Scandy. Welcome back for another crafty venture. Today is all about some self-care again as I work on a mindfulness watercolor project, once again inspired by Ellen Crimi-Trent, and I will have her linked downstairs. She's a wonderful watercolorist and artist just overall, and she does these sweet little mini Monday Madness projects that are so simple and cute and approachable, and she has just been inspiring me. And so what you don't see off to my right is my laptop, and I am literally watching her video as I do this, and I'm just pausing it as I need to pause and carrying on and hitting play when I'm ready for the next step. So again, remember, mindfulness is all about being present, being non-judgmental, non-striving, acceptance, and just being. And so for me, in terms of my art, I'm typically very judgmental. I'm not a perfectionist by any means, but I also don't like what I do quite frequently, at least during the process. And I'm very judgmental about why I didn't do this or why I did that. And so this for me is very much about personal growth, about self-care, about reflection and inspection, or introspection, I guess, and just allowing myself to be without striving, and allowing my art to be without striving. So we will just allow the music to play. You can see my process. I don't think anything needs special explanation. You can always link over to Ellen's channel and watch her step-by-step tutorial. That's not what this is. This is, again, just an exercise in mindfulness and acceptance and being present. So let's watch these sweet little bears come to life. I do want to mention, as part of my process, I was not content with the way this scarf was turning out. That's why I took a break from it and I went to the bird. And here is where I completely take a different direction. Again, non-judgmentally. I didn't use any negative self-talk. I just changed directions. Just allowing the process to be fluid, to be organic, and to simply be what it is. And now on to the polar bear. And remembering that anything that's white has shadows, so you can use shades of grays, shades of blues, pinks, purples, greens, whatever you want, but just super soft. And then that will make the shadows, and that will make the depth and the dimension. And remembering these are cartoony, right? They're not realistic. They're just fun and whimsical. So simply adding shading where I feel like it should be. No light sources. Not thinking about reality at all. Is it pleasing me in the moment? And I have to say, yes, I thoroughly enjoyed this process. Are you guys familiar with mindfulness? Let me know downstairs what your experience has been with mindfulness. I first learned about it in grad school and thought it was the dumbest thing, and I told my professor I will never use that. Boy, was I wrong. If that were a movie or a book or something, that would have been a moment of foreshadowing. I love mindfulness. I try to practice it in my own life. I lead mindfulness groups at work. I even lead some of my coworkers in mindfulness exercises. And I'm finding that as I practice just being present and being non-judgmental, and that's very hard. I think it's very hard for all of us. But the more I practice those skills of mindfulness, my art is improving. I'm quieting that negative internal voice. I'm simply not giving her space to speak. Every winter scene needs some sparkle, right? So some shimmer spray it is. And if my colors bleed where they shouldn't, or if I lay down too much color, I just work through the process, non-judgmentally. Just being present, simply noticing, recognizing, and redirecting that voice when it wants to be nasty. Loving myself and encouraging myself the same way I would any of you. And it sounds so simple in this moment, but if your negative internal voice is as loud and as persistent and as negative as mine is, you understand what a victory that is. To be able to redirect her or him, and to encourage myself and just be present, just recognize, just notice. Now what you don't know is this pen that I'm using is a paint pen, and the paint does not flow like it should. It comes out in big blobs, and you can see down in that bottom right corner that blob of paint. So instead of painting with the paint pen, I'm picking up paint with the nib, making my highlights on my animals, making my snowflakes in the sky, but going back and forth and picking up just a dab of ink, and another dab, and another dab. And normally, that would have frustrated me. That would have made me want to give up, want to throw the pen away. Any number of negative reactions. But in this moment, because of the non-judgmental nature of what I'm doing, because of that non-striving, that acceptance, I was able to work through it. Figured out a way to make the pen work. Maybe not the best, but it worked for the moment. And we got through it. And I love these little guys. Now you could do these mindful moments with whatever you want. You could do it with a coloring book. You could stamp images and Copic color them, or whatever you want to do. Look at how cute. And remember, these are just little ATCs, 2.5 by 3.5 watercolor paper. They started out blank. And I very loosely hand drew in the pictures based on Ellen Crimi-Trent's examples. And it took me about an hour and a half. And I walked away a time or two just to take care of other things in the house, but yeah. So there they are. That reveal is always my favorite part of watercoloring. Oh my gosh, I'm almost giddy looking at these cuties. What do you guys think? I would love it if you would do some mindfulness and let me know how your process goes. Or if you want more information, drop me a note downstairs. We can talk about it. I'd love to meet you guys in a mindfulness moment. That would be fantastic. So thank you guys for spending several mindful minutes with me today as we again do watercolor as mindfulness. And again, I'll have Ellen Crimi-Trent's video linked downstairs. I'd love it if you would check her out. And so for now, again, I thank you. This is Nancy, the Handy Scandy. Until next time, mwah, be nice to yourselves. I'm out.